Hello, I'm Matt Schwartz with Schwartz Insurance Group, and I am sitting here with Shelley Kuussalo, who has worked with me for a long time, about 10 or 12 years. And we're going to talk a little bit about just your current situation. What are you up to now, Shelley?
Well, currently I am on long-term disability after being diagnosed with breast cancer for a second time. And the goal really in our conversation would be to educate anybody else that might be able to learn from my situation.
Right. So you've of course been here working with small clients, mid-sized clients, and going out doing enrollment meetings. You've always been one that has shared pretty freely about even your past situation, and and this seemed like an opportunity just to share from your current experience. Hey, what could people learn from this?
That's very true, Matt. And when I was first diagnosed with cancer 14 years ago, I didn't have benefits available to me. And I learned very quickly how expenses pile up and the worth of having benefits. When I came to work for Schwartz, I understood very quickly that the disability benefits are something that I appreciated, and I knew that if I needed them in the future, I had peace of mind that I had them.
So, obviously this came up. It's going to be a surprise whenever you have a situation like this to contend with. What were the things that you would counsel somebody else? I mean, what are the things the two or three things that you think about? Hey, this is what I knew was important to me going through this experience.
Probably the most important thing was to have another set of ears with you to listen to anything that your medical personnel are talking to you about, the disability carriers, the medical carriers. You cannot absorb everything you hear. And I'm in the business and I know a lot about health insurance, but I can still say that I'm glad I've had a friend has been my advocate in the room with me, because there are times I just don't hear everything that is said.
I know there are also times where we talked about specific things because there's issues that come up that you really can turn and should turn to a broker. I mean, that's what our team does, is what you used to do, and you turned to us for a couple of times when there was a needed a little bit of a kick. Maybe the insurance company needed a little kick in the backside.
Right, it's very different being the person initiating a claim and doing enrollment meetings and explaining the benefits. Once I became the person who had to file a claim, there are many steps involved in it, and understanding the steps was a really important part of it because it is time consuming. There is a lot of paperwork involved with the employer, with the medical offices, and many installments of those paperworks. Um, but it's necessary for them in defense of the carriers. I mean, they're looking out for fraud first and foremost, to make sure that your claims are real. And there were a few times when I felt like I was guilty until proven innocent. But understanding as a broker that there's so much fraud in these fields, I appreciated it, even though it was frustrating at times.
And I know there's also, I mean, once you got past some of those hurdles, I mean, there really are some people who care at the insurance companies. I mean, we talk to them all the time, but the fact is, once you're on the claim end, it's nice to know that uh, when they can, they're trying to make it easy for you.
Yeah, there's always educated people at the other end, but again, the two sets of ears is very important because you don't remember everything. You've got to ask them, and you just have to take it in small steps, understanding it, and then understanding the next step. Really.
So, is there anything else that, again, that comes to mind when you think about, hey, this is the type of thing, this is how I approached, my situation. I mean, all of a sudden, I'm not working, and you've got to contend with that. Is there anything else that comes to mind that you'd share?
Well, I did learn, very shortly that it's a new normal, and I'm not going to fight it, and I've just got to go with it and learn what my new normal is. And I'm going to be in treatment for a long time. So my new normal is a few hours a day of staying active, and also just keeping a positive attitude. And my attitude, my own motto for this year is I'm going to do what I can while I can, and keep it that simple. And it's really good to keep your mind active and to keep functioning. I think about cancer and my treatments when I have to. The rest of the time, I'm living life.
Well, I know we certainly appreciate your willingness to share a little bit. I know that there's we have a lot of clients who think very fondly and talk to us all the time about the fact that they're obviously wishing that all of this stuff goes well for you. So thanks for being willing to share this.
Well, thank you. And like I said, if we can't, we must use this beast in a positive way and educate.
Well, thank you. So we'll have another part in the series here with some other specific topics. Thanks very much, Shelley.
Thank you, Matt.